this is Darby from rejoiceandcreate.com. Thanks for stopping by today. Well, we're continuing on with the 6x6 series called Not Your Ordinary 6x6 Paper Series. So let's get right into today's project. And the one I'm doing today is the Little Teapot. And this teapot holds a tea bag and a Ghirardelli, or anything else you can fit into a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 by 1/2 inch deep box. It's really sweet to make, and it was actually modeled after a larger one that I did. And if you want something that's a little bit bigger, I will link that video in the description. But it's actually a fun project, and you don't need any special dies for this one. The stamps I used were the Stampendous, Keep Calm, and Put the Kettle On for this one. And the You, Me, and a Cup of Tea came from the Catherine Pooler Cup of Tea stamp set, and she has a tea related one as well as a coffee one and some dies that match, and it's really fun. And although it looks a bit unusual, it actually is not that difficult once you get into the diagonal scoring. And with that first diagonal up on the 6-inch line, I'm going to score at 1/4 of an inch on both sides. So 1/4 of an inch here and 1/4 of an inch over on the side. All right, turn the other diagonal up. And we will score this one at 1 3/8 inch on both sides. So 1 3/8 of an inch this way. And 1 1 2/3/8 of an inch this way. All right, so let's go ahead and fold and burnish our score lines. Okay, this one might be shiny, so let's go ahead and go to this side because I'm putting the snowflakes out on this one. And you'll see again that there are 4 triangles on the sides of the box. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut right from the center on the side up like we did on some of our other projects. And I want this one to be right in the center of this triangle, so I'm going to fold these 2 pieces here and pinch the side on each of these so I know exactly where the center of this piece is. It just takes a moment, but it lets you know right where the center of that side of the triangle is. And then we'll simply cut from there to the intersection of the score lines. Okay, so the wide sides are going to be your front and your back of your teapot. On these other sides, we're just going to make some tabs so we can glue them. So we'll just cut about 1/2 inch off on each of these score lines to the outside of each of these score lines, and that gives us a nice tab on the other side as well. All right, so here's where we shape our teapot. Before I glue anything together, I'm going to match these up. Now this is going to be my outside, so I'm kind of matching it up underneath the pot. And I'm going to match the points on top, and I'm going to round them. So I'm using a 1-inch corner rounder to round the top. One side will be your handle. Let me come ahead and bring this one back in here so we can model after it. One side will be your handle, and we will round that one as well. So go ahead and match that up as well, and round that end. Okay, so that's our handle. Now also on our handle is we have a little hole. That's our handle for the teapot. And I have a 3/4 of an inch. You can use a 1/2 to a 3/4 of an inch circle punch. I'm just going to put it over here and kind of rest it just outside the score line, but right in the center where the handle part is. So let me go ahead and put that on there so you can see where I'm going. That's right where that handle is. This is where that score line is. So I'm going to back it out a little bit and punch it right there. And there's my handle. And the last thing we're going to do is to shape our spout. And with these two front points matching up, I'm going to take that same circle punch and I'm going to punch halfway between this score line and this point. And I'm going to go about maybe a third to a half of the way in on my circle. Okay, so I'm going to put it there. I'm going to go probably about a third of the way in. Woo! Alright, so this is where you can see my spout coming, and what we're going to do is just cut from that, from where the score line meets this side down to the bottom part of that circle. Let me turn it over this way because I'm right-handed. So I'm going to cut right from where the score line comes, and we're going to aim right towards the bottom of that semicircle. Okay, so that's what our teapot looks like once we've got all the pieces done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put some glue on our tabs so we can glue our little teapot together. Okay, so I'm doing one side at a time. I'm going to take both of these off on that side. And then we'll flip that over and we're going to line up this score line, this fold line with this score line. Oops, one thing I forgot to do is we don't need those points, so we can go ahead and cut those points off. Just right from side to side there. Other one as well. Okay. Alright, so let's continue putting that side on. And again, we're going to meet this fold line up with this score line. And make sure our bottom is even. Our bottom is square. Okay, now we'll get the other ones off and we'll put the other side together. Okay. All right, and that makes our sweet little teapot. I'm also going to put one glue dot to hold the back together and the front together. All right, so we'll line up. I'll put a glue dot right inside the front spout there, and I'll match the other side up with it. And the same with the back handle. I'll put a glue dot right inside the back handle and match them together as well. All right, so this is our little teapot. Now I did the top two different ways. Let me bring these back in. On this one, you can see from the back that I just punched 2 holes and I tied it around into a bow. And on this one, how I did it was I actually punched with 1/4 inch circle punch, and I kind of left the side open so it was more like a divot on the side, and then just wrapped the twine around it. And let me show you that one. So here's my 1/4 inch punch, and let me match up my tops. And I'm just going to make this right inside there. So I have a hole there, but I can wrap my thing. Looks kind of like the top of a teapot. And let me move one right on this side too. Okay. So let's put our tea in. And I have some chai tea for this one. And what I did is the corners stuck out just a wee bit, so I just bent them down a little. And I have my dark chocolate raspberry Ghirardelli square. And then let me take some gold ribbon this time, wrap it around. As I said, you could punch the holes too. I'm gonna wrap this a couple of times, and we'll just tie a bow. All right, so I went ahead and stamped my sentiment already, and I put it up on some foam tape, and let me center it on the side. And there's my sweet little teapot, and it has a tea bag and a Ghirardelli in there. All right, let me bring them all back. So what a fun way to gift a tea bag and a Ghirardelli, although you probably could fit a few other things in there as well, perhaps a couple of the mini Hershey's bars. If you liked the video, please subscribe and hit the bell and notification icon to be notified of new videos as I upload them. For more information, please visit rejoiceandcreate.com. And as always, until we meet again, I hope your days are blessed. Bye!